Hey guys, Swordbrain here today, bringing you guys another YouTube video. And with recent news of the Sonic teaser trailer and Sonic Colors Ultimate and the Sonic Genesis package thing that is going to be rehashing a lot of games to put them on a new console, there's a lot of talk in the Sonic community about new stuff and new content coming to the franchise. However, I want to take this time to look at the stuff of old. I'm going to be reviewing Sonic Adventure 1. And, oh boy, there's a lot to talk about in this game. Now, okay, in this game you can play as multiple characters: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, E102Y, and Big. Each of these characters each have their own different and unique assets that make them interesting, to say the least, to play as. Okay, there's a lot of things to go over in this, so let's start off with Sonic. Sonic is an interesting character to play through in this game. Like, okay, the stages are well designed, however, the physics, they're not well designed at all. See, a lot of times while playing through this game, Sonic will be awkwardly gliding against the walls or getting stuck in places that shouldn't be physically possible, but due to things of how this game acts and the physics, it happens quite a lot. The game's quite glitchy, getting stuck in places, falling off because of the constant array of glitches. It's kind of annoying, and don't even get me started on the boss fights. When I first played through this, the final boss, the Egg Viper, constantly was shooting me through the walls. I would do a spin dash just to get out of the way of an attack, and I would fall right through the floor. Yeah, it was quite a pain. However, I do like the game a lot, and I do like Sonic's stages. Now, my favorite stage has to be Ice Cap Zone for Sonic. It starts off very strangely with it being slower paced, having to do these awkward platforming things and jumping from icicle to icicle with this really creepy music in the background that doesn't fit a Sonic game at all.
Be careful not to fall off.
But then you go to this snowboarding section with this awesome pump up music. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. However, something that plagues every single level of Sonic is the annoying collisions. Yes, it ruins even the best of levels. You'll be snowboarding at super fast pace, then you just instantly glide up against a wall, get too close to something, you stop, and everything gets jerky, you can't move around. Yeah, even the best of stages in this game get bogged down by the fact that you're constantly getting stuck in everything. So, yeah. Now let's talk about Tails, and Tails is pretty horrible. He's exactly like Sonic, except he can't do the spin dash or the homing attack. Yeah, most of his levels are exactly the same as Sonic's. Of course, he has a few that are his own, but basically, Tails is just another version of Sonic, but he can fly. That's it. Now let's talk about Knuckles. I actually enjoyed Knuckles' gameplay. Yeah, since he was a lot slower than Sonic, he didn't have any of those collision problems, which is kind of strange to say that being slow is a perk in a Sonic game. Kind of weird, but it works for Knuckles. He's not too slow to an excruciating degree. He's just right. The tracking system is perfect. And yeah, I enjoyed the challenge of finding things. Not too difficult, not too easy, just right. Great gameplay. Let's talk about Big. Now, everyone hates Big because of how long his levels take to complete. However, there's a certain thing that you can do to get through big stages pretty quickly. It's on screen right now. I did that, took me 20 minutes to get through the game. I haven't looked back since. Okay, let's talk about Amy, who is by far the worst character in this entire game. Now, I haven't mentioned too much about story yet. I'll get to that later. But we're just gonna skip Amy's story because it's horrible. She chases Sonic around and frees a bird from captivity. There's not even any conflict. She doesn't get out of there by herself. She gets out of there because Gamma just opens the door for her. Yeah, anyway, passing her horrible story, we also have something equally as horrible: the gameplay. Now, okay, I was just going on about how since Knuckles is slower, there's a lot less collision problems. Well, Amy's even slower than Knuckles, so there's no collision problems, is what you would think. Now, there's this level in this game, the one on screen right now, and there's a section with mirrors, and it's such an awkward thing to get through. The camera's inverted, and it's just horrible to get through. On top of that, she goes so slow to an excruciating degree. And don't even get me started on the robot that's chasing her. I don't even know the name of the robots that's chasing her. I don't even care to look it up right now. It's just horrible. And now, I'm cool with having levels where you're getting chased by something. I think that's a great idea, but it's executed here horribly. The robot is no threat at all. You can go super slow. You can just play around with it. You don't die. It's super easy to escape. Yeah, it's horrible. It's pretty bad. Her controls, horrible. She's super slow and it's super annoying. Worst gameplay out of them all. Now, let's talk about E102 Gamma. By far, the most consistently good character through this game. He has no problems. I played through his story. I wasn't getting raged because of stupid collisions. I was just having fun. Yes, he was a great character. Nothing to complain here. His gameplay was fun and unique. And yeah, I liked it a lot. He was the perfect speed for the character that he was supposed to be. And the gun gameplay, nice stuff. And he had by far the best boss fights. But now that's the gameplay aspect, let's talk about the story. Now, let's talk about the story. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Okay, so the story starts off with Sonic encountering this being that Eggman dubs as Chaos, the god of destruction. From there, Sonic chases down Eggman and meets a whole bunch of his friends. And this is actually very interesting because as you go along the story, you can meet each of these characters and you unlock them as playables. And you can see how their story is and how they ended up at the position they are now. Pretty good stuff. Seeing different perspectives is super interesting. However, when you're playing as Sonic, you fight Gamma. When you're playing as Tails, you also fight Gamma. So there's a bunch of boss fights that you have to replay with different characters. But other than that, the different perspectives of how characters got to where they are now is great, and it's a great way to tell the story. Let's talk about the bad, Big Story. Now, Big Story isn't anything special at all. He just goes looking for Froggy. It's kind of funny, so that's why I'm not putting it in the downright ugly. However, the downright ugly is Amy's story. It's horrendous. It's horrible. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Ever. She just goes chasing Sonic, gets kidnapped, and then gets freed. It's stupid. I hate it a lot. Tails' story is really good. His story about overcoming his fears and fighting without Sonic is really good stuff. It's written really well, and I would talk about it here, but I think you should really experience the story for yourself. It's pretty good. E102 Gamma finding out about himself, discovering if he wants to be bad or good. Great stuff. It's a really sad story, but it's quite enjoyable nonetheless. So, yeah. Supersonic. It's pretty great. It's amazing. Amazing Sonic storytelling. There's tons of build-up and anticipation to the revival, the final form of Chaos. And when he appears, it's almost as if it's like a horror movie thing. Like, it could be a horror game. It's like the start of a horror game. Everything's calm, bustling in the city, and then you just have the soft tremors of chaos about to emerge. The story of Sonic questioning Tikal of what's Ceiling going to do to Chaos besides trap that anger forever. Amazing stuff. So, yeah, overall, the story is great. Yes, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. A solid Sonic story. If we're going by the Sonic storytelling standards, it easily gets an 8. So, yeah. Now let's talk about the Chow Garden. I like the Chow Garden, but not for the reasons people think. I just enjoy because the Chow are cute, and it's fun hanging around them. However, everything about it is pretty horrible. Like, it's super difficult to get things for them. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't really feel like playing through thousands of Sonic stages just to get enough rings that I could potentially lose during said stage just to get my Chow a few things. Like, by the end of the entire game, after I beat everything, I only wound up with 2,000 rings. And it's not easy getting rings, I think. Maybe there is, tell me in the comments section down below if there is, but from what I found, it's not easy to get rings in this game at all. I tried doing the casino, I spent like 20 minutes getting hundreds of rings, but that didn't count towards my rings for the Chow. Yeah. And it doesn't help that everything is super expensive in this game. So, yeah. Now, what are my overall thoughts on the game? And I think it's pretty great if you're a Sonic fan. Yeah, if you're not a Sonic fan, you're probably not gonna like this. It's super glitchy and bugs out a lot. So, yeah. But, with me, I was super nostalgic heading into this game. Like, I was constantly hearing that this was going to be the greatest game of all time. Well, the greatest Sonic game of all time. And I was like, yay! And then I played it and I was like, nay! And yeah. I mean, I liked it, but if I wasn't a Sonic fan, I wouldn't like it, okay? So, yeah. I give this game like a 7 out of 10, just because the story is pretty good, and some of the gameplay is fun, but the glitches just have a wall that blocks you. You have to get used to it before you can actually have fun with the game. So yeah, but it always comes that time of day when I have to say, bye!